What's on this ball?
Suit checks out, I'm good to go. Let's see what this world has in store for us.
No matter how many times we see these, I'm always going to be impressed. Astounding. This is what exploration is all about. Time and space! Oh! Oh, I love this part. to wonder if life was unique to our world. Not only is it not, but it seems to take every opportunity to emerge. times like this when I can't believe how lucky I am to do this for a living.
Landing site is clear. Let's head down.
Hello, Captain.
Ah, a face I never mind seeing. What can I do for you?
Finally. We have so much to do. No time for sleeping.
Captain Solo, it is.
Ever feel like we're making history right here? Right now?
Command taken.
White, Constellation vessel. Sam? Sam, is that you? I could use a little help if you're not too busy.
System is fried.
talk before I have to head off. I had it covered, but happy to be in your debt again.
So what, if we count this incident as the second time I've saved you?
It's not a competition, Sam.
Sure it isn't. So there's that time at the asteroid belt, the one on Neon. So, I still owe you 3, Lillian.
4. You always forget that cargo freighter with the explosives.
4. Definitely 4 then.
But, Captain, in all seriousness, your help is appreciated. I'm glad Blake scooped you up when he had the chance. You're a hell of a ranger. Is Cora on board?
Mom!
Oh, babe girl, it's so good to hear your voice.
Can we come over and visit?
Sadly not now, honey. I'm still on the clock.
Crime never sleeps.
At this point, I'd settle for a cat nap. I am planning a proper vacation one day. I hear Paradiso is nice.
Is this the famous vacation you've been planning since before I met you?
Always with the wisecracks. And Captain, nice moves. It's good to know my daughter's in good hands.
What about me?
What about you, Sam? I'm kidding. You always said I need to have a better sense of humor.
Forget I ever mentioned that.
Take care.
Landing commencing.
Think about how tenacious life must be to cling to planets like this. Even humans would struggle.
Looks like another helium-3 facility that they just abandoned after it went dry. Yeah.
Leave before I make you. You're going down.
Oh, there you are!
Got company.
something.
Ow, ow, ow!
You are the worst.
You know, traveling with you has been more than just good old-fashioned fun. It's been, well, therapeutic. Well, just ask. Anyway, thanks for the support, Captain. Used to not be so fond of teams as I recall. Something about trusting individuals, right? I guess a good team is a team where you trust everyone individually. So it checks out. Which brings me back to that plan I mentioned earlier. I think I know how to move forward now. But I'm going to need your help. My contact sent a gift. Seems real to me. So they found an insurance settlement. Irvin's employers got paid as compensation for sabotage. It seems that the mining company got a huge payout after they won the case against Irvin. We have the settlement paperwork from their insurance. Tons of money. Oh, also the cyber runner had to move on to other work, but sent me a passcode to some computer system. I'm not sure what it goes to yet. We can just hold on to it until we figure it out. But anyway, we have enough to move forward. The missing piece here is proving that Irvin was framed. So I discovered that Irvin's original lawyer still practices law, and she'll look over everything we found. Yes, I believe so. Every case she's worked on has been in the interest of regular, everyday people. She doesn't seem to be in this for the money. I mean, heck, she said she wouldn't even charge us. For the initial consultation, anyway. Irvin's case was her first case, she said. She always hated how it ended. And she's now got 2 decades of experience behind her for a rematch, too. Oh, detective. I like the sound of that. If I'm the detective, does that make you my trustworthy and sensible partner with a heart of gold? Well, I can work with that. Detective Barrett at your service. Anyway, we should take everything to the lawyer and see what she says. Maybe she reviews it and decides we have no case, or we need more evidence. I don't know. If we don't have a case, I can probably let it go. But I have to try. Fantastic. I knew I could count on you. You're as reliable as an atomic clock. I've sent a list of everything we found so far to the lawyer on Gagarin. You know, I actually feel optimistic about this. Lead the way, detective. Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat. Got any questions for me? Can I carry that for you? We've done everything that we can do for Irvin's case aside from going to Gagarin. Seems like a waste to get rid of that.
This is UC Security. Preparing to be scanned for contraband. Scan complete. Welcome to Gagarin. You are clear to land.
Good to go for landing.
How you doing, sweet pea?
Well, I'm okay. But it'd be a lot better if...
Let me guess, you'd be a lot better if you had a bigger book allowance.
You know me so well, Dad. So, what do you say?
I'm glad to see you.
you needed the rest, though. If you want to head to Gagarin now... Ah, yes. I hope the lawyer on Gagarin has time to review the case before we arrive.
Do you need something, Captain?
I was just thinking that this is about what Irvin saw all those years ago when he arrived. He probably stood here thinking that he was going to make things better. He had a good heart. Oh, you remind me of him sometimes, wanting to make things right. And when you said it out loud, you know, I actually believe we can do it. I just hope our lawyer is as confident. Ellie Yankton. She worked on Irvin's previous case. Ellie is one of the few lawyers on this planet who's willing to take on the mining corporations in court. I sent that to our lawyer already. I asked her to confidentially review what we found. Right. She said she would meet us at our office when we arrive. Hopefully she can tell us what we need to do in order to clear Irvin's name. Let's stick together, though. Gagarin isn't a huge town, but it's not the kind of town that I want to get lost in.
Good day, Captain.
Welcome to Gagarin. Your ship need fuel? Sure, have at it.
Mech construction is a dead industry, Chief Pretorius. Those jobs aren't coming back. But Reliant Medical, Archmite, and Satori Mills are dedicated to Gagarin. We were just hoping Gagarin could show the same dedication in return.
I'm not closing off the city every time you want to run a tour group through here.
Our investor visits are the key to making Gagarin a place that works again. A place where people want to live again.
people are living here just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have security work to get back to.
You're not on my calendar. Is this Archmite related? I'm on Gagarin to make money, not friends.
I'm Dr. Keala. Are you a new patient? If you're a UC citizen, I can look you up, get your benefits processed once we've done a workup. Oh, well, hello right back at you. If you're ever in need of medical services, you just let me know. I trust you'll put this to good use. I need to get back to my work now, if you don't mind.
Well, well, well. Barrett, you're actually here. Astounding.
Ellie! Ellie, come on. I promised we'd stop by, didn't I?
People make promises all the time, Barrett. And most folks try to avoid Gagarin, not visit it. Anyway, I'm glad you made it out here. We have work to do, don't we? Yes. It was my first case as a bright-eyed, optimistic lawyer.
Well, starting your career with a defeat is rough, Ellie.
It was. But in a way, it made me more determined. It's not a resort. It's a working town run by mining corporations. You don't come here unless you need to, and you don't stay unless you have to.
Or unless you're a bright-eyed, optimistic lawyer who genuinely wants to make things better for others. Right, Ellie?
You're kind, Barrett. Yes, I suppose there's that type of person as well. Down to business. Perfect. What do you already know?
So we already know that Irvin worked for Hephaestus Mining Company years ago, and they blamed him for catastrophic economic and ecological issues here on Gagarin.
Yes. He lost his case because he didn't defend himself, and we had almost no evidence without him.
I recall receiving a message asking him to appear in court a day after his funeral.
An unfortunate reality of interplanetary legal communiques, I'm afraid. He was publicly blamed for the economic woes, and his accounts were seized in compensation.
His account on Gagarin specifically. It was just the amount he was paid years ago for the job.
Right. They would have taken his assets and other settlements, but by law, his death prevented it. Well, we can bring the case to a judge here if we have new evidence or a witness.
What about the evidence we found so far?
Yes, well, about that. It's just not enough. Best case scenario, we clear his name and his assets are returned, plus additional compensation. In order for me to go before a judge, I'd like to have some solid evidence pertaining to motive. The courts won't entertain a challenge to its ruling unless we're sure that something major was missed in the original trial.
What was the motive from the original trial?
We had no solid motive after our witness withdrew his testimony. Yeah, we need something major. Documentation, recordings, a witness, something.
It's been so long. How could we find anything like that?
I've thought about this a lot since the original case. The mine that Irvin worked at was shuttered in 2309. They probably still have documents relating to whatever happened there with him.
Not really. All I know is that it's a Hephaestus mine from 20 years ago, somewhere on Gagarin.
I don't have a couple decades to wait for you to search them all, so we'll need to narrow it down. That's where you come in. I don't know which mine he worked at when the incident took place. In theory, you could find that information on a Foundry terminal, if you can access it. You'll need a passcode. That's the hard part. Besides the Foundry records, there also might be something in Irvin's apartment. If he knew he was being framed, he might have held on to some documents there.
I'm not much of a cat burglar, but I do have a cat suit somewhere, now that you mention it.
That is definitely not necessary, Barrett.
Dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right?
Good grief.
Fair enough. I think I loaned it out anyway. So, Ellie, there has to be a way for us to get those records easily, right?
I have heard that there are terminals in the Foundry that can be accessed with passcodes. And I happen to know that miners always have passcodes on them. Do with that information as you will. Hopefully that's enough to work with for now. If you'll excuse me, I have to get some court documents ready for this case.
The Foundry District isn't too far from here. I should still have the key to Irvin's apartment. I hope it's worth our time, but I can't be sure. Yeah, I do. How did you know?
I heard there's a bunch of old abandoned mines in your town.
That's Senada, up at the Vanguard office. He asked me to hand out recruitment materials for her while I was on shift, too.
After you, Captain. Now I get why he wanted me to look after his plants. No windows, insufficient power for proper lamps. Oh, he must have been miserable. No wonder he wrote so much. Wait a second. What about this safe? I bet it's locked by a terminal. Well, I'll be. If you ever doubted Irvin's genius, look at all this. Still chugging along 20 years later. Hold on. Is that what I think it is? Aha! Will you look at that? If we go to town hall, I bet we can get a copy of that hunting license. Is that Irvin's employment contract? Let me see. No idea where mine H363 is, but we could search for it at the Foundry database.
Apparently, the corporate execs are talking about building their own priority catwalks above the city. You been up there?
They probably never intended for these walkways to last this long. You ever read about the early history of spaceflight? So political. So familiar sometimes.
Look, I can't believe my break is almost over already. Friend, I don't get paid to chit-chat about
promising.
work. That information is confidential. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. I think we can work something out. I'm not an unreasonable person, you know. You know what? I may be starting to like you. So listen, you can use my employee passcode to access that Foundry terminal over there. I'll just say I lost it somewhere.
Impressive.
Next time I'm going to take a nap on top of a building. Nobody ever looks up there.
I hate it when the walkways creak.
Well, this town hall has seen better days. Hopefully that public access computer is still working. So, the hunting license was sponsored by Hephaestus after all. Ellie will be very interested to see this. Coordinates look valid to me. Imagine Irvin thinking the same thing all those years ago. Just a job, right? Well, at least we know where to keep looking, right? I guess we'll see what state the mine is in. It's possible they collapsed it before they left. We just won't know until we get there. If that's the case, we'll just have to figure something out. Careful. This place was shuttered 20 years ago. pharmacy. Right. Now let's go find Irvin and Helgi's lab stations.
My arm!
It was the destruction of the bacterial colonies, not the apex predators. So, they ruined the ecosystem here, and it had nothing to do with Irvin. This is it. This is what Ellie needs to see. Lights are on down here at least. That's good. There's more where that came from. Seems like Helgi tried to do the right thing. I'm sure Ellie would want to see this. He's citing numerous ethics violations dating back before Irvin's time, and Hephaestus just ignored him. Adorable! Bring it! Huh? One giant leap for humankind. Guns. Ow! Wow! Adorable. Break. Oh. I'm fine. Ellie! Hello?
Welcome back, detectives.
Ellie, I sent you all the data from the mine already. As I'm sure you know.
Yes, I've been reviewing it. Sit down. Let's have a chat about it. Welcome back, you two. How was the trip to the mine?
You're gonna love this, Ellie.
Okay, someone better tell me. Come on.
We found the coordinates to Irvin's old work site and went there. Huge battle. Fire, explosions. Pew, 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 pew.
Barrett, please.
You should have seen the plants in there, too. Weird stuff. Anyway, you read over the documents we found there, right? What do you think?
What you both found in that mine is remarkable. These documents show that the chemicals released by the mining process contaminated the ecology even before Irvin was tasked with removing the predators. And they also show that Helgi informed Hephaestus of the issue, and it was repeatedly ignored. And with that, I think we've got ourselves a case, my friends.
Yes! That's what I wanted to hear, Ellie. Woo!
Yes, but it's still likely to lose. Because what we really need now is Helgi as our witness, and that is a problem. Helgi isn't an ideal witness at all. He was our star witness the first time, and he never showed up. Plus, he's got a reputation around town. After he quit, he went a bit weird.
Well, I can handle a bit weird. I know the captain can too.
Clearly. But the judge might feel differently. It might be worth finding some character witnesses too while you're looking for him. Helgi's documents are nothing without him there in court, explaining them to the judge.
Does Helgi still live around here by any chance?
Sort of. He's, unpredictable, though. That's also a bit tricky. He's hard to find. Doesn't really stay in one place for long. You might ask Dr. Kayala. She checks up on folks who fall through the cracks sometimes. You'd have to convince her to tell you where he is. That might be hard.
Sounds like we're making a stop at the med clinic. We'll be back when we convince Helgi to be a witness.
Listen, if he refuses, then he refuses. Can't force him.
Yeah, we don't want to press him too hard. The last thing we need is him refuting what he wrote. This is going to take a light touch, but I think we can handle it.
People seem to really like it.
Do you need medical assistance? Are you injured? Is there something I can help you two with?
Do you happen to know Dr. Helgi Hodgson? We're trying to get his help with something.
Sorry, who are you exactly?
We're detectives. Self-taught and unaffiliated. Freelance detectives. With the emphasis on the free part.
Wait, what? Detectives? Sorry, I don't think I know what you're talking about. No, not really. I mean, there's Irvin the Slaughterer and Irvin the Scourge of Gagarin, but I doubt that's the same person, right? I'm sorry, I'm not a tour guide. You'll have to ask somebody else.
We're trying to help him. And Gagarin, actually.
Only every single time I see him. But listen, I don't have time to chat. Ellie's a good person. That bodes well, but I can't violate my oaths. I'm sorry. Listen, I can say that Helgi took up a job working at Clint's store just down the way. I saw him there stacking boxes the last time I picked up an order. I've got to get back to my work here, so if there's nothing else... If it's patient medical records you're after, I'll remind you, I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
We're thinking of taking Hephaestus to court with Dr. Hodgson as a witness. Now, given his situation, we're worried the defense might cast aspersions on his character, even question his mental health.
That's unfortunate, but not surprising. Look, if he agrees to testify and grants me permission, I could vouch for his well-being.
Thanks, Doc. If he does end up testifying, we'll definitely need you for the trial. Ellie Yankton will be in touch.
No promises, given patient confidentiality, but I'll do my best. I need to get back to my work now, if you don't mind.
All these fancy new businesses going up, and we still can't get them to open up at chunks.
Welcome to Clint's. Whatever you need, I'm sure I've got it lying around somewhere. Except mech parts. Don't trade those anymore, so don't waste your time asking. If you need anything, just follow the sound of falling inventory. You'll find me eventually. Funny you ask, because I'd like to know too. He owes me a sizable debt.
You still want to do that hike?
I don't know. Is this a bad idea?
Enough that he's no longer allowed in my store. I don't like denying service to anyone, but it's the principle of the matter. Nobody is going to know where he is aside from someone who knows the underbelly of Gagarin. And that is Lizzie up at the bar. That's who you need to ask. You sure you got the right person? Helgi and I have had several run-ins in the past. Yeah, and while you're here, maybe see about buying something, eh?
You don't look so good.
Looking for a drink? Don't serve anything fancy, so if you're about to ask for wine spritz or whatever, you can hop right back on your ship to New Atlantis. Menu. You're funny. Here's what I've got. Ah, yes. The detectives. I heard about you.
A reputation already? I'm impressed.
Slow news day, I guess. I serve drinks here, friend.
We were told that you are a local crime...
We serve drinks here. Here's a list of our specials for today.
There's nothing on here.
Oh, that's strange. Here, let me fix that. Don't worry, it's just the one sale today.
Oh, right. Of course, it's a number. Here you go, Captain. All yours.
The service I provide is worth quite a lot. Don't think I'm desperate or anything, but you do have a point. You're starting to make a lot of sense. All right, all right. Consider it a favor. Sending the coordinates now. Wait, so let me get this straight. You want the bartender to testify he's not a lousy drunk? Yeah? I'm full of good points. Just be sure you pay for them. Happy to take your credits anytime.
Not trying to be rude, but we've got delivery dates to...
One time I jumped off the cliffs of a planet with almost no gravity. Fun at first, but took forever to get down.
I don't suppose you're here to tell me I've won a ticket to a new planet, huh?
Sorry, Doctor. Not today. We came to Gagarin to investigate Irvin Mandani's contract with the mining company a long time ago. Ring any bells?
Irvin, yeah. Biologist. Hunter. Yeah, I remember him. Why? Who are you people? Then find the history slate. An ancient history slate. Because that's what it is.
Please. Irvin was once one of your colleagues. He was the one Hephaestus blamed for an ecological disaster about 20 years ago. Do you remember any of that?
No, I don't remember lies. Well, you're about 20 years too late.
Look, I know this is strange. We show up out of the blue about things that happened decades ago. But right now, nobody save us knows the truth. And that means we're the only ones who can clear Irvin's name.
And what of it? You probably think the sky is blue too. Well, you'd be wrong. It's whatever color Hephaestus says it is.
Only if you let them. You're a scientist. Your words matter. That's why we need you to testify.
Testify? The trial is over, the verdict rendered. In case you two clowns didn't get the memo. Ellie Yankton? But why? It doesn't matter. Nothing's changed. I cannot do that. Why is this so hard to understand here? I think you may be right. I really hope so. Fine, you've convinced me. I'd be willing to testify on one condition. I want to know what happened to Irvin. Because when he disappeared, let's just say I had an epiphany. Hephaestus didn't need to say a word. That's when I knew the threats against me and my family were real.
Dr. Hawkson, it wasn't Hephaestus that took Irvin's life. It was the war. Irvin was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Caught in the crossfire.
Then I am sorry for your loss. It won't change the past for either of us. But I will testify. And maybe, wherever Irvin is, he'll be glad that we can finally stick it to those assholes at Hephaestus.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, don't get all mushy on me now. I need a drink.
Helgi agreeing to testify is a great help. We might need witnesses to vouch for his character, though. Someone in security, maybe?
Tell me you're here to just report a good old-fashioned crime? If I have to deal with one more corporate exec begging for special treatment, I'll eat my badge. Leeches feels a bit strong. Maybe if they didn't pay their taxes and help repair the catwalks. They're an added annoyance to my day, though, that's for sure. But look, I'm Security Chief Pretorius. If you do have anything to report, you can speak to me or one of my officers. We're always around. Depends on what we're talking about. What's this for? Another one of Yankton's crusades, huh? Gotta hand it to her. She doesn't know the meaning of the word quit.
Well, we're concerned the defense might have an unkind word or two about the doctor during cross-examination.
By doctor, you mean Helgi. It's true. We brought him in for a D&D, but he spent half the time apologizing and even helped clean up the mess the next day. He's all right in my book. And keep in mind, it's a very big book. It's got the name of every criminal, delinquent, and rule breaker in Gagarin. But you won't find Helgi's name inside.
That's good to hear. If we need you, Ellie Yankton will be in touch.
Yeah. Have her ping my secretary. Gagarin's not really that sort of burg. Most of the restaurants went belly up when the mech trade shut down. Only one left is Lizzie's, on the other side of town, though it does have a nice view of the square. There's also a little social club the local executive set up across from Lizzie's, but it's still pretty light on amenities. Now, if you're just looking to resupply, then you'll want Clint's. Another case of last business standing, but he's got a good selection. And for medical supplies, you'll want Dr. Keala. You can find both of them on the main concourse. Beyond that, we're just corporate offices and private homes. Should get back to it anyway.
I remember watching Shining.
Excuse me. What's wrong with jetpacks all of a sudden? I wasn't sure if Helgi would testify. I'm glad we were able to convince him.
Okay, you two, lay it on me. Did you find Helgi? Did he agree to testify?
Well, we've got good news and, well, that's it. Just more good news.
Okay. Does that mean he said yes? Well, that is perfect. She's probably the best person to call on should Hephaestus decide to play dirty. Well, you two have done all that you could. Now it's time to hand the baton off to me.
What do you think, Ellie? Do we have a chance?
The evidence you've gathered is impressive. It truly is.
So what's the verdict? In this case, I'd say spoilers are appreciated.
I almost never say this because I don't want to jinx it, but I think this case is a slam dunk.
Huzzah! That's what I like to hear.
I think we can do everything on our checklist. Clear Irvin of any wrongdoing, charge Hephaestus with the cover-up, and even restore Helgi, Dr. Hawkson's standing in the scientific community. All in all, though, really outstanding work. We wouldn't have gotten this far without your efforts. And I've got to imagine that wherever Irvin is, he appreciates it too.
Agreed, Ellie. And thanks for being our anchor in this. We should probably get out of Ellie's way and let her do her thing. We can talk more in private. Wow, we actually did it! Solved the case, and hopefully cleared Irvin's name. I feel like, what's the old saying? A great weight has been lifted off my shoulders? But it's actually true. I feel like I'm 80% biomass and 20% aerogel. Come on, let's not ruin the moment. Although we did do a lot of walking, I bet I really am lighter. I'm feeling great. Although I could do with some wine and cheese. Why stop at emotional satisfaction when we can indulge in the culinary too? But if I can be serious for a moment, thank you. I couldn't have done this without your help. That makes 2 of us. 3 if you count Harvey. And who wouldn't? He's practically family. In fact, Harvey's got a little explorer in him too. According to this slate I found, turns out that our spiky friend's been all across the galaxy. You know what? He just might. But it's probably best you chart the course. Harvey doesn't do well with things that require hands. We've been through a lot, haven't we? I had forgotten what it was like to work with someone so closely. On top of everything else we've done together and with Constellation, yeah, I think so. Investigating Irvin's case with you is something I'll remember forever. I've come to realize that some events, some people, stand out as pillars of my life. Yes, some of them do. And if we're lucky, they change us for the better. We only get a brief moment in this universe to interact, to feel, to be who we are and experience the range of emotions that our bodies and minds have evolved to comprehend. And the definition of that changes for everybody. If one is fortunate, you might even notice events and people changing you while it is in motion. You seemed so skeptical of Constellation when we first started working together. It's good to hear you say that now. I've explored many worlds, and I've worked with Constellation for most of my life. I cherish those memories. But you have changed me as a person forever. I don't want to look back years from now and wonder what if. I need to know what you think about us. No, not always. There are many ways to make someone feel loved. And you have done well in that regard. But I need this moment in my mind. I need to be able to look back and remember what we had in our hearts right here, right now. You took the words right out of my mouth. Now, mind if we get back to exploring this beautiful, mysterious universe with me, Captain?